Hey, Taki here, hope you're amazing. I want to take a piece of a training we just did for Black Belt called the $1 Million Workshop and teach you how to fill a webinar. I'm going to share a few key pieces right now, and if you want a copy of the workbook that accompanies this that shows you how to get registrations for your webinar and how to get people to show up, then just comment playbook, please. Just type playbook below and I'll get your copy. Let's just set a tiny bit of context. In our world, working with clients to help them grow their coaching businesses from 10 grand a month to $1 million a year and beyond. There's kind of three things we're doing on the attract side of your business, on the marketing side. Number one, each day we run the 100 lead bundle, which is a simple lead generation campaign that grows your audience. Number two, every week we run the weekly client machine, content strategy and a funnel to book sales calls. And then once a month, we run this thing called the $1 Million Workshop. Not going to share all of it with you today, but want to make sure that you understand the basics about how to fill a webinar. Number one, if you look at the people in your database right now, whether it's in a Facebook group or in an email list or whatever, 50% of them are in this red zone down the bottom. We call them non-buyers. They're never going to buy anything from anybody, and that's completely fine. All the buyers, the other 50%, 85% of them are going to buy later, like not now, sometime between 90 days and 2 years, and 15% are ready right now or in the next 90 days. And so here's the thing. Once a month, we run a workshop as a way to take all the people who've moved from not now to now and get them to work with you, not with somebody else. I'm going to give you 5 big ideas for running a $1 Million Workshop. Number one, we need to straight line your offer. In other words, we need to make what you're offering on the webinar a direct next step from where they are towards where they want to be. Step two, we're going to remove the obstacle. We're going to identify one piece that's in their way and run a workshop or a webinar that fixes that piece. Our job is to identify the next obstacle that's in people's way and then remove it, thereby creating, like frankly, a sense of good old-fashioned trust that this person knows what they're talking about, and I've already got some results and I'd love to take the next step, please. So what we're going to do is we're going to wear 2 hats as we go through this webinar or this workshop. A teach hat, a coach hat, a help people get results hat, and a sales hat. And we're wearing them all the time. So as we teach the content, we're going to be both teaching the content and teaching people what to want. Does that make sense? That's a kind of a big idea in terms of all of your marketing and sales from now on. Teach people what to want. By the way, we just got puppies and Leroy is barking. I apologize. We want to work a partial solution here. So when we teach the content in the webinar, we can show the whole system, but deliver a piece of it. And that's completely okay, because in an hour or 2 hours, we don't have time to do the whole thing. And so rather than give people the kind of the high level overview, I think we've all seen those kind of webinars which promise a lot and deliver very little of actual substance. I'd rather you just like, hey, there's 5 steps. Today I'm going to give you step number 1 or step number 2. We're going to go super deep. And at the end, we can remind people, hey, there's 5 things that you need. And today we've done number 2. If you want some help with 1, 3, 4, and 5, let's chat. Does that make sense? Last big idea, your webinar or your workshop actually doesn't matter. This is big when it comes to creating webinar content. I'm going to give you averages here. Yours numbers might be better or worse. If this is all of the people who register for your session, then let's call it a quarter. 25% will show up live, and it might be more, it might be less, doesn't really matter. A quarter of people show up live, awesome. And obviously that means that 70 or 80% of the people don't. And so what a lot of people work on when it comes to promoting their webinar and getting people to show up is they work super hard to increase this show up rate so that the number's not 25, but it's more. And you can work really, really hard at this, and maybe you get it to 30%. Well, that's okay, but you're focusing on the wrong thing, because here's the thing. The people who you want as clients are already relatively successful. And if they're successful, that usually means they're busy. And if they're busy, it usually means they're in the 75% of people who don't show up to webinars. What that means is the webinar itself doesn't matter. It's just a way to get people to book a call. What we're going to do is we're going to get people to register for the webinar, because the magic happens on the thank you page. Most of the magic happens on the thank you page. You'll book 2/3 of the sales calls you book from this session from people who never even show up. You're going to book most of your opportunity is in this part that I marked red, but like frankly, if I'm honest about it, is the biggest opportunity. It's the green part. The opportunities in the people who don't show up because they're busy and successful. I don't know about you. I haven't sat in on a webinar maybe in 10 years. Why? Is it because they're not good? No, because if I find that if there's a topic that's intriguing, I usually just message the person and say, hey, what have you got? I saw this webinar, I'm interested, what's the thing that I can buy? And they'll tell me and I go, okay, well that's cool, but what's the thing after that, the big thing where I get all the stuff? And I just buy the big thing. Your best buyers would rather spend money to save time, and your worst buyers will often try to spend time to save money. I just want to give you an idea of a winning webinar registration page. And again, this stuff is in the PDF you can download just by typing playbook below or by clicking the button below. We got a headline, the handle or the name of your session. Really important that you name your stuff using the result and the unique mechanism in the title. Then we have a specific promise, leads every day, clients every week. That's what the weekly client machine, what the client machine workshop does. There's a 90-second invite video and the script is in the stuff. And then some bullets about what we're going to cover. It's usually three secrets or 3 strategies you're going to learn, or 3 tactics. And then in our world, there's always a downloadable workbook. If you're just getting started, you can skip the workbook. All of our prospect workshops are taken from our client training. And so we've already got the workbooks and the whole playbooks ready because it's stuff we use with our client, just like the one that you've downloaded here today. So they register. We said earlier that it doesn't really matter if they show up or not. Obviously, we'd love them to if it's a match, but frankly, I'd rather just offer them a shortcut. So here's the template. There's a script for the video. And then we've got a scheduling page. So here's what's going to happen. Hey, thanks so much for registering. You've successfully registered for the Client Machine workshop. Confirmation email together with your workbook is on its way to your inbox right now. Taki Moore here from $1 Million Coach. Thanks for registering for the Client Machine workshop. I've just sent you an email with the workbook link and registration link for our session. It'll be in your inbox in about 5 minutes, which just buys you 5 minutes. If you're here, the workshop's going to be useful. We're going to cover X, Y, Z, and ABC. If you're here, my hunch is that you don't just want to learn the theory behind it, but you'd actually like to get these kind of results in your business, same kind of results we get for our clients. If that's you, then I'd like to invite you to book a complimentary 10-minute or 15-minute, whatever it is, brainstorm with me and my team. On the call, what we're going to do is a few key things, and we bullet out the benefits of the call with you. First, we're going to have a good solid look at your niche, your offer, and your delivery model, and work out what's really possible for you in terms of money and meaning and freedom over the next 90 days and beyond. Number 2, we'll have a look at the way you market and sell and deliver your stuff right now to identify what's the number 1 thing that's been holding you back, and then we'll start to put together a quick action plan for you to turn the numbers around and get more of what you want. The call is free. Why would we do it for free? Well, because we're going to give you a great plan. And some people love the plan so much they ask for our help with implementation, and that's how we, that's what we do as a company. If you'd like some help, if you want our help, happy to chat about that. And if you just want a plan, you'll get a great plan you can run on your own. The only way to get the plan, obviously, is to book a call right now. And so that's what the registration page does. And so before I give you more stuff, the most important thing I want you to get from this session here today is that if you do a good job of registration page and thank you page, you'll book all the calls you need before you've even opened your mouth on the webinar itself. Cool. So in the PDF, you'll find registration page templates, thank you page templates, ad templates, etc. My wish for you is that at least once a month you run a client getting workshop that gets you calls booked, client signed, and helps you do the transformation you put on the planet to do. So lots of love from me. Take good care, and I'll talk to you soon.